Hi, I'm Mike Matthews. This is Mike's Daily Podcast, episode 117 for Sunday, September 18th, 2011. Coming to you, broadcasting to you live from the last place on earth located somewhere in Castro-Valley, California. We don't have a sponsor yet. If you would like to sponsor the show, you can email me, mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. I went to the Castro Valley Blues Festival. I got bitten by a yellowjacket and it started to swell.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Had a couple beers and the pain went away. Self-medication is not always the best way.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Then I woke up this morning. I could still feel the bite. It was very faint. But yellowjackets are little jerks. I think I might talk about the Blues Festival. The last band was really good. I didn't give them a business card to interview them, though I should. Their name was the Daniel Castro Band, and they're legendary in these parts.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
So blues festivals means beer and older people and annoying bugs who like to eat you.
Mike's
and bite you.
Daily.
And then it swells up.
Podcast.
My arm didn't fall off, though. That's good.
Yeah!
So, yeah, blues festivals are fun. I went with my father-in-law. I won the tickets, actually, at a car show, the Castro Valley car show last weekend. And so I was like, who do I know that would like a blues festival? And my father-in-law popped into my mind, and we went, and he saw people that he knew from high school, which was cool because that he went to high school around here. The high school's now gone. It was leveled and turned into condos. Young people listening to this podcast, this might be your future too. Your high school will be leveled. You might be cheering that, or you might be sad. Oh, look who's walking in right now. Hi, Mike. It's Benita the Rodeo Queen.
And I'm the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, tell you what.
Are you guys all excited about blues festivals? Do you like going to blues festivals?
Yeah, Mike, I like going to blues festivals just fine. Especially if the main musician is Michelle Bachman. Because her slogan is, Bachman Turner Overdrive.
Okay, I don't think that's her slogan, but Benita? I'm getting tired of him talking about Michelle all the time. If you like her so much, why didn't you marry her? And I like going to blues festivals, especially the Castro Valley Blues Festival, because it's at a rodeo, and I'm a rodeo queen. What do you specifically remember about being a rodeo queen? I remember there being a lot of hats. Uh-huh. And big animals. You mean horses? Yeah. You own a horse, Benita. You've got a horse named Nilly. Right. That's my big dog. It's a horse. I know it is. I'm going to go pet her. Bye, my horse. Interesting. Okay, well, look who else is coming in as the Disgruntled Fiddle Player leaves.
I'm not leaving.
Yeah, you are. You're leaving.
Okay, you know what? I just want to tell you. Bachman Turner Overdrive.
Oh, look who it is, everyone.
Hello there, Mike. I make the root beer. I'm the Brewmaster. Oh, boy.
Brewmaster, tell me now. Have you ever been stung by a yellowjacket? I know you work around, sweet ingredients as you make the root beer, and you're often outside and you're sleeping in the streets. So, have you been bitten by a yellowjacket?
Oh, yeah. Yellowjackets really are annoying. When they bite, it stings, and it swells up, and then there's pus.
You don't have to get into that detail. That's not really necessary.
I'm sorry. They're not yellowjackets, they're pink jackets.
I don't think there's a bug called a pink jacket.
Yeah, there is. And one time I went out on a date, and...
Okay, that's enough.
But it was a great date.
You did not date a bug.
I make the root beer.
Uh-huh.
The MIKELOPEDIA INSANICA.
All right, I've got the... Here it is. All 700,000 pages. And I'm going to go just sort of randomly pick a page. I'm not looking, and right there, as I knock over the microphone. Let's look at this page here. The page says, boxers. Oh, boxers. What a great subject. Actually, my boxer is laying right down here by my feet. He's sort of in that morning mood where this is how my boxer works. I feel him stirring. We have him sleeping in his bed next to our bed. Some people like their dogs in their bed. We don't. And he doesn't really like it either. But we have the bed right by our bed, and I hear him stirring just about 30 minutes before we really want to get up. But he kind of does this thing where he's like, they grunt a lot, these dogs. And then finally if I make a movement like I'm about to get up, I look over and his head pops up. Like he's up periscope, and he's looking at me like, are you up now? Are you up? So if I am up, in fact, he jumps around the room. He does this wiggle thing because they don't have tails. Well, they do have tails, but unfortunately they usually cut them off. I guess because the tails aren't that attractive. But he shakes his butt in a funny sort of way, like he's doing some kind of dance, like a boogie. He does this boxer boogie, and he runs around the room. He's all excited. He runs around the house. I feed him, and then we come down here and do the podcast, and he goes into comatose mode. Right now he's sleeping. But then somewhere around the time I'm doing my podcast, he'll wake up, his head will pop up, he'll put his face around my hand, and he'll start growling, and he'll start like biting my hand, and then I'm playing with him. And this is, if you have a boxer, this is a fun game to try. Boxers love this. Grabbing at their feet. They think this is the coolest thing, because I'm like, he doesn't know what foot I'm going to grab at. And he's kind of like looking around, and the sounds he makes, I've got to record it. It sounds like a deranged monkey. It's interesting. So boxers, I have been told, are very calm animals. They look a little like pit bulls. People mistake them for pit bulls, which is wrong. They're not. They're a little bit more, I think, playful, possibly. Some people, I was walking him one day, and I was walking by a house that they were doing construction on, and the guy who's like overseeing the project, he comes up to me and he goes, "Oh, that's a boxer. I got one of those. You know, those make great lap dogs." So there you go. Boxers can be lap dogs too. And they certainly do a lot of lapping up of the water. And then my dog, who has big jowls, will drool. If you'd like to see a picture of our boxer, Basil Rathbone, I do have pictures up on my blog. Go to podcast.blog.com. And let's go outside of the last place on earth where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast. I must say, Castro Valley is a pretty cool town for walking dogs. There's a lot of areas you can take them, a lot of trails. And most of the dog walkers I've met have been really cool. And, you know, Basil likes to meet the other dogs, and people are friendly with their dogs. I've only had a couple of situations where there's been like a little tiff between Basil and another dog. But you just kind of have to feel out the situation. Watch a couple of Dog Whispers, and Caesar will explain.
And here's today's podcast picture.
The picture on the blog is of when I was at San Clemente and on the pier there, and they were doing some construction, and as you can see, the weather there, pretty overcast, pretty cloudy, and this picture was taken in the middle of the summer. No, it wasn't. It was actually taken around December. But, you know, sometimes those coastal places, those coastal areas can be a little overcast. And that's that picture there. Funny. I think I look really funny all dressed up in winter garb. I don't know how to dress myself, so feel free to laugh. Feel free also to like this show. If you go to podcast.blog.com, go on to the right-hand side of the page there. There's a link to do that. I think that's what the link goes to. I better double-check that. It did last time I did it, so we'll see if that works. Enjoy your Sunday today. Hopefully no yellowjackets bite you. If they do, bite back. No, they're kind of small. You don't want to... They might bite the inside of your throat. That wouldn't be very good. Although after the amounts of food that I ate at that blues festival, it kind of feels like a yellowjacket bit the inside of me. Tums, anyone?
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at podcast.blog.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!